1, go. Stretch way down. Go, hold. 2. Let's go, baby. Hold.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the 212 division as the battle of the Olympia went down between none other than the reigning Miss Olympia champion, Keone Hadi, who is trying to make it 242 in less than 10 weeks time, and the former 2-times champion Shaun, who is trying to take back his title for the second time. So the entire episode is out on Miss Olympia TV, and these guys really pushed each other. So it was a great workout, and these guys were being pushed by Chris Cormier and to the absolute limits. So unlike the last episode of the Battle of the Olympia, with top men's open guys, Derek, Samson and Nick Walker. So all these big stars of men's open trained together, and there was a little bit of trash talk. But in this episode, it was all business. And we can all see that both these guys, they have a lot of mutual respect for each other. Now, a little trash talk that does hype up the Olympia, that does go a long way. So Shaun was the first one who removed his shirt. And I have to say, damn, he looks absolutely crazy for more than 9 weeks out of this year's big show. So the guy is so round, his delts were hanging like crazy. They were looking like cannonballs, and he is way ahead of the schedule for this year's Miss Olympia. So his coach Matt Jensen did talk to the judges after the Olympia last year to get the feedback. And all that was said to Shaun was to go back to his 2022 look, when he just walked all over the competition. So these guys are looking to bring a bigger package to this year's Olympia stage. They just want him to be more crisp with a tighter midsection, because the champ himself, he has one of the smallest waistline in the entire bodybuilding industry right now. Now we all know the strengths of Keone. He isn't gonna be more impressive than Shaun in a tank top. But the moment he starts hitting those shots, some kind of magic happens. And Keone this year is gonna be wider than 2023. We have seen the size that he has packed on in this offseason. And the man has been looking absolutely nuts throughout this year. He has packed on a tons of size on his back, a lot of density this time, which is also gonna give him an edge over Shaun. So props to the promoters for getting these guys together, hyping up the 212 Miss Olympia. So out of the men's open, classic physique and 212, it is probably the least popular division, and we just saw at this year's Dubai Pro, the guys in the 212 got the least amount of prize money, even less than men's physique. And that is a proof right there. So Keone and Shaun are the biggest stars of the 212, and we expect to see another great battle in 9 weeks time. Next up we have 9.5 weeks out physique update of Martin-Fitzwater. So he's one of those 4 guys that Stefan is coaching this time in the men's open division, and that is for this year's Miss Olympia. So Martin is ready to make a big statement at his Miss Olympia debut, and the expectations that he has set for himself, they are very high. And it's not only his own expectations, but the way he just pushed the mutant Nick Walker at this past New York Pro, and Nick barely won that show. So even the fans are expecting him to be at least top 10 at this year's Miss Olympia, which is gonna be the first Miss Olympia of his bodybuilding career. So the man right now is looking absolutely massive, plus the condition, that looks so supreme for 9 weeks out. And Martin is gonna be guest posing in about 2 weeks time from now, which will give us a more clear picture on the amount of improvements he was able to make since this year's New York Pro. So both him and his coach, they are looking for a specific number. So believe it or not, Martin was actually heavier at Texas Pro 2022, where he plays behind Andrew Jacked, compared to what he weighed at this year's New York Pro. He was actually lighter here, but still he appeared bigger, and not just bigger, more denser, more rounder, and more conditioned. Especially his back was just top notch. Top to bottom, he has those crazy hamstrings. So the shape and the flow that Martin has at the age of 27, that makes him extremely dangerous, and he is gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the future. So do let me know what you guys think. How high can he place at his Olympia debut? Next up we have a physique update of the former Miss Olympia, and the biggest threat to this year's Miss Olympia title, Hadi. Just take a look at the size of his delts. So none of us would be even a little surprised if Hadi is again ready weeks out of the show, and he is again one of the most conditioned guy at this year's Mr. Olympia. I mean, the guy does that every year. And the champ Derek is only worried about one man, and that's Hadi. because he himself was there at this year's Arnold, Ohio, where Hadi made history. He absolutely dominated that show. So that was one hell of a physique, and that is the one who is chasing Derek this year. So Hadi Choopan is an incredible bodybuilder. We all know that. Derek also knows that. That this guy is at it all day, every day of the year, trying to win back his Olympia title. And that is why there is literally no room for error for any one of these guys. So this is gonna be Hadi's 6th Miss Olympia consecutively, and most likely gonna be the most crucial one as well. Because we all know, Hadi has a frame where he can only put on a certain amount of muscle before he maxes out. Because that was one of the biggest knocks on his physique at the Olympia 2023. That his waist got a bit wider, a bit more blockier. But the physique that he brought at this year's Arnold Classic stage, that wasn't blocky at all, especially with that vacuum. But before that, at the Olympia, people were starting to point out that his waist is getting wider every year. So does Hadi come in bigger in 9 weeks' time? Because Derek is most probably gonna be a lot bigger than last year. Or Hadi just tries to duplicate that same Arnold, Ohio look, because that is also gonna be so combative against Derek. So do let me know what you guys think. Can Hadi win back his Olympia title? Next up, we have a little sneak peek of Hunter Labrada. Just a month out of this year's Italy Pro, which is gonna be the first show of Hunter, where Hunter will be aiming to secure his Olympia spot for the big show in October. So it has been a very long growth phase for Hunter, just like Andrew Jacked, who is competing this upcoming weekend for the very first time since the Olympia 2023. Hunter will also be stepping on the stage the first time after the Olympia last year. So he is able to push extremely heavy weight, yet he was pushing at 10 weeks out as well, which is a great sign that his strength hasn't dropped, and he is more than likely to hold on to that additional muscle that he gained in this off-season since the Olympia last year. So the definition and the detail in his quads and his hamstrings specifically, while he's doing the leg extensions and the hyperextensions, that is a great sign right there, and a great representation of what to expect from Hunter in Italy in about 4 weeks' time from now. So all the additional muscle that Hunter has been able to add in this off-season, that I believe is going to be a game changer for him. So we have now seen that he can bring that next level of conditioning that happened at Tampa Pro last year. He came in so damn shredded at that show, and even at Texas Pro last year, which was such a close call between him and Andrew Jacked. Even at that show, Hunter looked absolutely phenomenal, and it was actually the midsection that led him to losing that Texas Pro title against Andrew Jacked. So Ruben Mosquera is going to be the one who's going to challenge Hunter in Italy. But Hunter is locked in, and he is more than likely winning that thing and be a legitimate threat for the top 5 at this upcoming Miss Olympia. But do let me know what you guys think. Can Hunter crack top 4? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.